Hey, this is Jason with Enhance. So I'm actually going to invite you into my house. I just recently had a bunch of pullouts installed. I mean, they're amazing. So I have my guys talking about them, but I really wanted to share what they exactly look like. So come on, let's take a look. So this is my island. It used to be a mess. I used to have a ton of different pots and pans and they were not separated. But now, with this pot and pan dual rack, it separates the lower pots and pans, and then the uppers, you can actually separate the lids. So this is a really nice feature to have. You can kind of see how it maximizes the space. Let's go ahead and close that. This one right here, this is very deep. This is a 7-inch depth dovetail drawer blocks with the soft close Blum undermount hinges. You can kind of see how deep it covers. You can actually hold a rice cooker. This is my air fryer. I use this every now and then to eat a little healthier. This is a cutting board. So on this one, it actually stores a cutting board. Kind of take this out. And it also doubles as a utensil rack. So you can put your utensils in here. I got some of my knives. Wow. I guess you put your forks, knives. I haven't moved everything over just yet. But you kind of see the space savings that this allows. Now, a huge thing that people really have an issue with is Tupperware. Tupperware, it's very hard to kind of keep the lower parts and also the lids contained, and you're losing them, you're letting them out, you're having all these issues. This piece is amazing. This is actually one of my favorite pieces because it actually stores the Tupperware lids on the top, and then you can match the Tupperware down at the bottom. So everything is self-contained into this. I believe it has most of these pullouts have a weight capacity of at least 100 pounds. So there's nothing that you're gonna put in there that's gonna be more than that. And I'm gonna show you my wine rack and also my bar rack. All right, so now we're getting to the other side of my kitchen where we actually have the pullouts below. We kind of talked about that. Just gonna go into it a little bit more. Like I said, the upper, you don't have as much space on the upper pullout because you have the connections with the stove. But underneath, you're able to utilize the full space of this 27-inch depth cabinet. So instead of me reaching down and having to go all the way back, pull it out and be able to get access to my rice cooker, my pots, pans, cutlery, those sort of things. And again, we built a scoop on the upper to kind of maximize this space. And the depth of this one, I believe, is 12 or 14 inches. So we could utilize the upper space, whereas before, everything was kind of just thrown in there. You would just have pots on top of pots, on top of cutlery, on top of lids and everything. So this really does a great job of increasing that space. Coming over here, this is actually one of my favorite drawers, probably my favorite drawer, because this is my electronic pullout. Come here, get closer, take a look. And you can see there's actually electrical in the drawer that allows me to charge my iPhone, my iPad, my headphones. And so it's safely secured underneath the countertop. So you don't have to worry about grease. You don't have to worry about when you're cooking or frying or anything getting on there. Just stow it and tuck it away safely. Over here, this one is 7-inch depth. 7-inch height as well. Dovetail soft close box. Again, before I had this installed, I had to reach down all the way in the back. You can't see. Now you can see everything. Everything is right within reach. Also the top on this one, we don't have to put a scoop on this because the design on this one, go ahead and look. This one it's called a scalloped finish. That's just, it's almost like a slope. So that's the technical term. So it's gonna be lower in the front and it's gonna have more depth in the back. So that way you can stack up your pots and pans and get them a little bit higher. So this height is somewhere around like 8 or 9 inches, I believe. So let's kind of close that. Obviously you have the Lazy Susie. We do install that as long as your countertops are off. You can install a Lazy Susie, which gives you plenty of access to all of your, I kind of use mine for spices. So you can use them for anything that you want. Again, just kind of maximize this wasted space that is typical in a kitchen. Over here, This is where I put my pizza pans, my pans. We have this rack. This is an amazing piece because we really don't have that much space here. So this just allows us to just be able to utilize a very limited space and put our pizza pans, racks, etc. So let's come over here. All right, so this is what I would call my butler's pantry, and where I have a lot of my alcohol. I may have a lot of my dog products, etc. So when you look at this lower box right here, so I may have mentioned the weight capacity on these. You can hold up to, actually, I think a little bit over 100 pounds. And so this is where it's really being tested. So this is where I keep all of my alcohol. So you can kind of see how it was before. I'd have to reach all the way down into the back in order to get access to this. Now I have full access to pretty much all of my alcohol. So I mean, those like to have a few cocktails. It's a great idea. Go ahead and close that. This one has a scoop as well, so it's much easier to pull out. This is where I keep my wine and then some of my bottles that might be a little bit too long to go on the floats. Next one, very similar setup. Didn't really need a scoop on this one. So this is where I keep a lot of my fluids, like my waters, my teas, a lot of my soft drinks. So again, before I only had pretty much one area, and it's very difficult to reach all the way to the back. So you can see I can reach to the back as easy as this and just grab and upload to my fridge and add Sprite. And down here, this is just where, this one's empty right now, but I plan mostly to keep a lot of my dog food, dog products, so that way it's not just sitting out here on this counter. So it's really gonna do a great job of like decluttering your house, because once I install these pullouts, I create like a ton of space. A ton of space, you get a whole lot more usability, you get a whole lot more access to the rest of your kitchen. All right, so there you have it, my new kitchen pullout system in a quick 2-3 minute video. I'm not sure how long this is gonna last, but if you want information on how to get these pullouts, we do have a few carpenters. We also do have another company that we partner with called the Art of Drawers as well that can build these type of pullouts. Go ahead and give us a call at 770-766-0002. Again, that's 770-766-0002. Thanks.